Hi all. So I just want to jump on real fast and kind of close the tick loop with you, if you will. So today I just wanted to talk about what you do, if your prevention didn't work and you were able to successfully remove the tick, now what do you do with it? So don't do like me. I thought that I was being brilliant and I was getting a piece of like toilet paper or a paper towel, sticking the tick in the middle and crushing it with my fingernails. Yeah, apparently the CDC says that is like the absolutely worst thing to do. So don't do that. Instead, some things that you can do once you have your tick. First of all, make sure that you're not actually touching it with your skin. You want to have like gloves or something on, because even if it's not crushed, it can still be nasty and transmit some diseases. So don't touch it with your bare hands. But some ideas of what you can do. So you can submerge it fully in alcohol. You can put it in a Ziploc baggie or some type of a sealed baggie. Note, if you are considering maybe sending it away for testing, go ahead and slip a moist a moist cotton ball. I mean, not soaking, but just with a little bit of moisture on it. Slip it in the bag with the tick and seal it. That'll help you with testing if you want to do that later on. You can wrap it up tightly in tape. You can flush it down the toilet. These are all approved ways to dispose of a tick according to the CDC. Now, while I was looking, I also found some other suggestions on ways to dispose of ticks, which I wasn't all that fond of. One, if you're like really humane, I guess, catch and release, just release it far from your house. Yeah, that's not going to happen here. Another involved a microwave, which I stopped. I didn't even want to read the details because that just sounded really nasty. So now that you have your tick contained, what are you going to do? Obviously the big question is Lyme. Do you have Lyme? Looking over the internet, and talking to our local pediatrician, our pediatrician is saying that your chances of Lyme are really, the tick needs to be attached for like 12 to 18 hours. On the internet, like through Mayo Clinic, it's going up to, some of them are saying no, really it needs to be like 24 to 48 hours before your chances of disease transmission really start going up. But in any case, basically, if you find a tick, you want to get it off as soon as possible and make sure that you get the area cleaned. Now, as far as Lyme disease, some of the more popular symptoms of Lyme, most of the folks were saying that they can show up between 3 and 30 days after your bite. So it may not be immediate, especially like 30 days. By then you could have, if you're busy like us, you kind of forget, oh yeah, somebody got bit by a tick. But some things to look out for. Obviously the bullseye rash that we've all heard of, but that only shows up in maybe 40-50% of patients. So don't think that just because you don't have a bullseye that you are in the clear, unfortunately. You want to look for like flu-like symptoms, for joint pains, for headaches, for stiff neck, neurological problems if it goes on for a while. But really any of those, if you've been bitten by a tick and you start feeling that, that's, according to all the recommendations, that's when you want to make sure that you're touching base with your doctor. So as far as tick testing, this was something that I was very interested in. I currently have a freezer with 4 ticks in baggies with cotton balls that I had wanted to send away. The more I looked into it though, quite frankly, even if a tick is carrying a disease, it doesn't mean that it necessarily transmitted that disease to you. So it's just going to depend on your own level of comfort, on if you would feel better knowing, what's in the tick. Although, there's the caveat that even if the tick has it, it doesn't mean that it necessarily transmitted to you or your family member. So up in Maine, there's a whole bunch of different types of ticks. There is let me find the name of it. University of Maine. It's a hard one to forget. You can actually send them their ticks or your tick, and they will identify the tick for you. They won't test it, but they will let you know what type of tick. If you're actually interested in testing your tick to see what type of nasty stuff it carries, there's several different places you can do it. The first one, which I thought was super cool, is the Bay Area Lyme Foundation, and they will take your tick and test it for you for free. The turnaround is about 21 days. They're saying that they are pretty overwhelmed, but they will test for Lyme disease as well as a few other pathogens. I think it's up to 6 pathogens. So that's an option. Again, that was the Bay Area Lyme Foundation. If you want results a little bit quicker, you know, us here in New England, UMass Amherst does testing. You can check out their info at the Tick Report. Their tests run between $50 and $200, just depending on the level of detail you want, but they will turn around the results to you in 3 days. There's like New Jersey Labs, which will do tick testing for you. Again, their costs are $75 to $100, and their turnaround is about 10 days. So it just kind of depends on your comfort level and, you know, whether you would feel better knowing what's in your tick, or if, you know, I think where I am right now, I'm just going to watch for symptoms, because I don't want to get too hyped up that the tick was diseased when, you know, we don't know for sure whether or not the tick actually passed on that bacteria to our family members. So bottom line, guys, go back and watch the prevention one again, and do everything you can just to protect yourself from the ticks so you don't have this headache. I really hope that this has been helpful for you. You know, obviously I'm not a medical professional. This is just one busy mom trying to research ticks for our family, and hopefully just give you guys some tips too as we head into the holiday weekend. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a super blessed day. Take care.